affect the accord that we signed. However, we're a bit worried about certain things. Whilst we cannot speak for the overzealousness of some of our supporters or some groups that support us and what they've decided to do, just like I do remember the day I had this accord with Lai Mohammed, we were in NTA and we agreed that we'll have this accord, especially on the utterances and statements. Lai Mohammed did say that he cannot be responsible for the actions, the statements of their governors and their supporters, that he can only guarantee the position of himself and his party. So it works both ways. We cannot be held, we can't speak on behalf of actions being taken by some of the groups that are supporting our party. But coming down to the issue of what happened in Rivers State, I want to ask, is it because the First Lady is from Okrika that the impression should be given that there is no peace in her local government? Is this a state-managed operation? Is this a well-orchestrated campaign just to create an erroneous impression? We believe, just like Lai Mohammed said, that the law enforcement agencies should live up to their billings. They should work harder and ensure that whoever that is involved in that sad incident should really be brought to pay for it. The lives of people that are being wasted, not worth at all the victory, the perceived victory of any candidate. But it must be said that this state, what we have seen in this country was set by the opposition. The fact that they elevated insults, castigations to a level where they're having few responses from some of our supporters. And they're really crying a lot. They're really complaining about it. For 3 years, 4 years, our president endured it. Our party, our leaders, we've endured it. All kinds of insults and castigations. They elevated frustrations and insults to a different level in their statements. A situation where a party thinks that for you to get supporters,
don't worry, we'll come back and let you make that point.
It's totally wrong.
We'll come back and let you make that point, and we'll get to Lai Mohammed's response as well. But we need to take a quick break now, and we'll be back in just a moment. Please join us again. Welcome back. We're moving on now to where Ini Thompson is to give us an update on what's going on across the country.
Thank you so much, Chamberlain. Good evening. Campaigns are taking different shapes now. We go from Cross River State to Osun State. But this does not diminish the attention given to preparedness for the election, especially as it concerns the permanent voter cards. Form of a media briefing is how the All Progressives Congress in Cross River State has chosen to unravel its plan for the people. The governorship candidate, Ode Ochicha, presents himself as a man of vision and says he holds the right plans for the people.
It is not right that we are a nation of consumers. We must become producers, or else we will find it increasingly difficult to live a meaningful life. Education is another cardinal program we have for the rescue of Cross River State from poverty and underdevelopment.
Meanwhile, the state governor, Lia Limoke, holds a meeting with the representative of INEC to discuss logistics needed for a successful election in the state.
The CPR that was done in August last year, and the transfers, what they call the interstate transfers and intra-address transfers. Some of the cards were supposed to actually be printed. And in Cross River State, we will be expecting at least about 100 and something thousand cards on that.
The governor counts the meeting and extra preparations as benefits of postponing the election.
The credibility of these elections to be upheld, it's critical that its application in a sensitive election like this, where people do not expect huge margins of victory at any level, especially for some people think of the presidential election.
Another indoor campaign is in Osun State. Kowa Party and its supporters are asking Nigerians to be more decisive and take a stand as they prepare for the general elections.
The rest of the world is moving ahead and they are moving fast. And Nigeria is crawling on, thinking that but we not promised electricity, 10,000 megawatts of electricity by the end of 2014. Where are those 10,000 megawatts of electricity?
Meanwhile, Channels television crew in Ondo State visit some wards to observe the collection of PVCs. Observation shows that stacks of the cards are still in the possession of INEC. Response by residents has been low. That's a story for now. Back to you, Chamberlain.
Well, thank you, Amy. Well, time flies, and just looking through my watch almost every time, and it's almost over. But let me get to Alhaji Lai Mohammed on this matter. This violence, I mean, it's something everybody should condemn. And taking it, even though you made that point, but we're closing off now. What would you tell your supporters in terms of how to go about supporting your party and ensure they do it with utmost respect to everybody, including themselves?
Well, we will tell them the same thing we've been telling them. That's why government is waiting. And as such, violence will not help us. We want elections. We want them to be free and fair.
You believe you will win? Your party will win?
Absolutely. We know we will win. And that is why it's not in our interest to do anything that will make these elections not take place, or that will make this election take place in an atmosphere of violence, and that will lead to chaos. And if you look at our language, whether on television or the ads that we place, you could see a lot of, we're very temperate. Now, we're not going to do anything different from what we've done before, except tell them, as we did, even when the postponement was announced. Some people thought there would be violent reactions from our party or from our supporters. No, we went out to tell them to remain calm and resolute.
Okay, I have one more question, but let me get to Chief Metuh on this one. Chief Metuh, tell us, what would you tell your party members? Would you continue, or would you tell them, if you haven't, to maintain decorum, conduct themselves decently, and do you believe your party will win?
Definitely we will win the elections. And this is why we've been telling our supporters, support groups, and all well-meaning Nigerians to look at our president, look at his disposition, his character, and what he represents, and emulate it. Our president personifies decency, humility, amiability. He's jovial. He has integrity, and he's very peaceful. He's kind. He's forgiving. He's very accommodating. And if Nigerians can imbibe those spirits, those character, and be as peaceful as our president, these elections will come and go.
Chief
We will
Metuh,
win these elections, but we pray.
sorry to butt in here.
We will not resort to what they did in 2011.
Sorry to butt in, but could you,
be peaceful?
in less than 10 seconds, if you can, because we're completely out of time, could you just tell your supporters that they should remain calm, even in the face of provocation, in less than 10 seconds, please?
We direct our members to be peaceful, to be sincere, to be open, and to focus on positive campaign. Negative campaign will not lead anywhere. If you are truly supporting the president, if truly you're working for the president, please keep it clean.
All right, thank you.
Nigeria
Thank you. Alhaji Lai Mohammed, I'm going to have to ask you the same thing too. If you can, just please look into that camera and just tell your supporters, remain calm in the face of provocation.
Well, we've always said so. As a matter of fact, the topic or the heading of our last press conference by their presidential candidate was remain calm and resolute. So for us, like I said again, we stand to benefit more from a peaceful election.
All right, then, gentlemen, I have to thank both of you for coming on, but I also have to reach out to both of you again because I wasn't able to take any question whatsoever. There's so much. They want to see both of you back and talking about the elections a lot more, and we will reach out to both of you and hope that you'll oblige us when we do. Thank you for coming on, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, National Publicity Secretary of the APC, as well as Chief Olisah Metuh, who is also the National Publicity Secretary, but he is of the PDP. From all of us here today on Nigeria 2015, I'm Chamberlain Osa, signing out.
Always